Hey friends, Damron here. In today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to calculate your caloric needs. We're going to talk about how to calculate them based on a caloric deficit for weight loss, for maintenance, and a surplus for bulking or muscle building. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, hit that button to be notified anytime I post new content related to women's health, hormones, or holistic health. All right, guys, so one of the most common things people come to me for is obviously losing weight, worried about their hormones being balanced, and stubborn weight loss. I also have people who have successfully lost weight that want to learn how to actually maintain that weight loss without sort of jumping from the cycle of either they're losing or gaining. And I was on that cycle for a really long time too. So in order to know these things, it's important to know our energy needs. Now, I don't think that we necessarily need to track our food meticulously for the rest of our life and make sure that we're eating these energy needs. But I do think knowing our numbers can be helpful, approximately where we need to be, and also tracking even for like a short amount of time just to get some mental snapshots, especially if you're not very happy with where you're at or if you have different goals than where you're at. So obviously if you're in maintenance right now and you're maintaining your weight and you're great with that, this may not be the video for you because you're doing a great job. But if you're in any of these other situations where you want to build muscle and that needs to change nutritionally, you want to learn how to maintain your weight, or you want to lose weight, this is the video for you. The first thing that we need to do is figure out your basal metabolic rate. Your basal metabolic rate is also known as BMR, and that is the amount of calories we need to just lay in bed each day. Takes into consideration no activity. It's just what our body needs calorically and energy-wise to function. So this number is based on age, height, weight, and sex. There's a lot of BMR calculators on the internet that you can enter that information for, and it'll give you those numbers. I'll leave them in the description below as well. So you're probably saying, well, like, I'm not a human calculator. How do they know? That's true. There are also other ways to do it, more scientifically inclined ways, where you can go to a doctor or a weight loss clinic or something like that, and there's all kinds of other technology to get these numbers. But if you don't want to do that for the sake of this is fairly accurate. This is not, I've had people do this way and then go to their doctor or a weight loss clinic or whatever and get like a bod pod or go into the dunk tank or whatever, and it is within a few, like 50 or so calories for the most part. So it is fairly accurate in my opinion. So from there, we get your basal metabolic rate. And again, that's the number of calories that we need just to lay in bed. I will tell you, your BMR is the amount of calories we want to stay as far away from, especially in weight loss. So in weight loss, we really don't want to be ever below our BMR. That's a huge stressor on our body and a definite sign that our metabolism is adapted and stressed. So if you're below your BMR and you're struggling to lose weight and you're there consistently, you're not just there like one day and then you completely overdo it on the weekends, you're actually at your BMR or below it for days on end and nothing's happening, that's a sign that you need to do a reverse diet, which means you need to slowly add a specified amount of calories. Usually I start with 50 a week for people to get your metabolism kind of up and running. It's sort of like pouring gas on the fire because we don't want to be below that. Like I mentioned, that's a huge stress on the body. So from then your BMR, then we're going to calculate in your activity. Now, I think a lot of people notoriously overestimate activity level and underestimate what they're eating. So this is where I think that tracking and just becoming aware of what things look like, mental snapshots, what we're actually doing can be very eye-opening for some people. So a lot of people, like I also mentioned, are definitely overestimating their activity. In general, the activity multipliers kind of go like this. So 1.2, you multiply your BMR times 1.2. That's for our more sedentary folks. So I'm sitting here today doing all of this YouTube filming, talking to patients, doing consults, all of that. I am being very sedentary today. I am not moving a bunch. I'm not up and cleaning. I'm not up and running around. I'm not up and walking. This would be a more sedentary day for me, especially if I have not gotten a workout in, which I actually did do a workout today, but pretend that I'm just like a desk job and I don't really do formal exercise. You would multiply your BMR number by 1.2. If you're somebody who works out 3 to 5 times a week for like 30 minutes. And that's what I do personally. And you lift some weights or do some cardio and you get about 8,000 to 10,000 steps in a day. You're gonna multiply your BMR by 1.375. These two numbers, and maybe somewhere in between there, depending on your own activity level, are where the majority of my patients are at. Very few people are actually above the 1.375. Most people don't exercise a whole lot more than that. If you do your marathon training and then you also go have an active job, you're doing 2-a-day workouts, you're exercising for 60 minutes multiple times a week, and also have an active job, you would multiply yours by about 1.5. Again, not very many women that I know are in this range. Are there some? Yes, but not very many. So you really want to look at your activity level and be honest with yourself about how many steps you're getting in, how active you are throughout the day, which is called your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is a really huge amount of calories that we burn in the day. And so then from your total daily energy expenditure, then we're going to add or cut calories depending on goals. If your goal is maintenance, you're gonna try to aim for your total daily energy expenditure. So again, the BMR times your activity multiplier is your maintenance number of calories. Now, I want you to look at that number and see objectively and subjectively where you're at here. Are you eating less than that and maintaining weight? Again, if you're eating less than that, then you're gonna wanna do a reverse diet. So let's, for example, say that our maintenance calories is 2,000 for easy numbers. So we can eat around, and again, you're not a human calculator, we all have a range. It's around 2,000 calories, give or take probably about 100 for maintenance. If we're consistently, and again, we're consistently not like overdoing it on the weekends or underestimating what we're eating, but we're legitimately consistently eating about 1,700 to 1,800 and our body's maintaining weight. We're not losing anymore, we're just staying where we're at. You're gonna wanna do a reverse diet to get up to maintenance calories. That's a sign that your metabolism has downregulated and has adapted to this lower number and needs to get back up to maintenance so that you can maintain where your body's actually supposed to be maintaining at to alleviate stress, and also it's just more fun. But it is a stressor on your body if you're not doing that. If you want to lose weight and your metabolism is at this maintenance number, you feel like you're maintaining at a normal level of calories, you feel good about where your metabolism is, you're gonna wanna start with cutting probably 200 to 300 calories and see if that yields you the weight loss that you want. Now again, we wanna stay above the BMR. So for those of you who are more sedentary, who are multiplying your BMR by 1.2 for a sedentary lifestyle, it's gonna be hard to subtract more than probably about 200 calories-ish for your deficit. So this is where it encourages you to walk, be a little bit more active so that you either can get a higher caloric deficit or you can eat more food. And then thirdly, if you want to gain or bulk, you're gonna wanna add accordingly. I would say probably about 200 calories there as well. And you wanna lift heavy, you wanna increase volume because your body will be very fed and ready to use those nutrients to build that muscle. So again, I just wanna run through this in just a summary. So we're gonna calculate our BMR based on an online calculator, which I'll link below. We're gonna calculate our activity multiplier. So we're gonna multiply our BMR by usually 1.2 to 1.375, depending on our activity level. And then from there, that's our maintenance. We're gonna decide if we wanna maintain, we wanna cut to lose weight, or we wanna add to gain muscle. And those are going to be how we calculate our energy needs. Let me know in the description below in the comments if you've done this, is it worked, where you're at, if you have any other comments about this, and I'm happy to answer any questions as well. This is an important thing for people to know, especially if weight loss is the goal. I also have a free Facebook group, guys, called Holistic Health with Damron, where we chat about all of these things all the time: holistic health, women's health, periods, mindset, all the things we chat about here. It's an amazing group of women where you can come join, get access to me, and get accountability and support there. So I'll leave the link for that in the show notes below. but it's holistic health with Ali Damron. If you guys have friends and family who could use this information, share it with them. I don't want anyone going on any crash diets this year where we're eating below our BMR. I'm trying to really put a stop to that because it's really bad for our hormones and creates lots of like adrenal fatigue stuff, insomnia, low energy, period problems, spotting, anxiety, all the things. So let's make this the year that we actually know our energy needs, where we need to be at, and honor that for our body. I hope you guys found this useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.